Jerome.
What up? Welcome to the Retro Ranger wrap-up. I am back in the saddle here to talk about some Alien Rangers. This is my first time talking about Alien Rangers that are on this show.
I like how your name just creeps up.
It did, and it's only my last name, by the way.
Oh man, I'm definitely hugging your name though.
There we go. Look at that. It was like a Megazord coming together.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, that's exactly what it was.
So
I don't want to be a foot.
we have a lot to discuss this week. We're going to be talking about the retro episodes.
Philadelphia. I was going to chat me up about Philadelphia.
Oh, definitely.
And that delicious sandwich that you brought us.
Yeah, I just brought you guys a Philly cheesesteak.
It was good.
Your first time ever having a real Philly cheesesteak?
Yeah, and I like squeezy cheese, I guess.
Well, it's not.
Or whiz.
The
Whatever.
whiz.
Yeah, I like whiz. I didn't think I would, but that was delicious.
Yes.
Would you? You don't like cheese whiz?
I don't like cheese whiz, but I did love that. I love provolone more. But that was
provolone's not a Philly cheesesteak.
It was so good.
That's
just a cheesesteak. It's not a Philly cheesesteak.
Cheesesteak.
Philly cheesesteak is
I had a genuine Philly
cheese.
cheesesteak, and yes.
It was amazing.
Yes.
We are. Oh, I'm glad. Thank you so much. Back Tuesday says Joe missed the celebration last night.
Oh man.
I haven't even seen the episode.
Oh boy,
so.
It's good. He won't yell at us, guys. Right?
Yell.
You won't be mad at us. I'm just saying.
Johnny
and myself.
Not the show.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I'm talking about ours.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't bash that show anymore. it's done and over.
It's beating a dead horse. Except there's a Christmas episode.
Woo! That's what Ric Flair would do.
I'm just saying. It's a horse.
So let's talk about this Philly cheesesteak experience.
Okay.
Describe it as if you were a food blogger.
I don't have those skills,
You
it just
say-
melted in
There
your
you go.
mouth
Okay,
and
okay.
super chewy and delicious with the flavor of the onions. Oh, so good.
The flavor of the onions were married with the
Like,
meat.
and it
was
complements
decadent and blah, blah,
the
blah.
sandwich bread. Let's get a sponsorship by some Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Geno's, send us more
Yes.
cheesesteaks.
Gino, send me a cheesesteak.
So what is
Send me
that?
10.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Send me a cheesesteak.
What is this?
It's a proclamation. That's how you say a proclamation.
I don't know.
I'm
This is more
proclaiming it.
Italian than anything
Yeah.
else.
I'm just saying. I'm proclaiming.
I don't know what that means. All right, so we're going to talk about some past episodes of Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers. I wasn't here last week, so I didn't really. What did you guys think of last week's episode? So just to catch us up.
These are not my favorite, unfortunately. But I
most
thought the
people-
kids were actually pretty good.
I thought we were gonna zoom in on it.
Not most people's favorites, to be honest with you.
Okay, it's a little weird, but I mean, we've only seen 3 episodes. Gotta try to.
It's getting there. I think it's actually building. It's great to see Billy as a leader.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that. The Aquitarians aren't
Aquitian?
really... Aquitians are not really the fan favorite for me at the moment. Out of the youth, I am digging Tommy at moments, but is it Aisha right now?
I think they're all pretty good, but Aisha.
Has more character development?
Yes, she
she's
seems to be the
good.
smartest also at moments. Where she's like, I don't think that's a good idea. Maybe we should
Well,
do
it's
this.
She has a little
interesting.
bit of sass.
It's
but
interesting
not
because
wrong.
I feel like
you can't-
Aisha, yeah, she's more sassy as a kid than she is as an adult, which is kind of interesting to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's. Oh, thank you. We already got a super chat by Anthony Davis with 2 eyebrows. Says, "Welcome back, Joe. And if I could, I'd work for you." Well, you can, and I'm going to tell you how you guys can do that later on
yes.
tonight. You can do it remotely from wherever you live. But well, let's talk about. Let's dig in deep to these episodes. First of all, we're going to talk. Well, so we are on the Zeo quest for the crystals.
It
It
begins
just got
now.
entered.
Yes.
Yeah, in these 3 episodes.
We are now about to restore the Zeo Crystal. Daniel, chat me up about this first episode we had.
The alien trap.
First episode, pretty interesting. We enjoyed, once again, Billy being a leader, figuring out when to chastise them and when not to, apparently. At the very beginning, we had that old lady. And see, this is the problem. Sometimes, if you just happen to be nosy, you need to know when to peer in, when to poke, when to prod, and when not to. She was just, oh, well, that's a dangerous machine, because she doesn't understand what it is. So it's a dangerous machine. If they had a pager, she would have said that was dangerous too. You know? How does that thing work? What? Radio waves? Oh, that's dangerous. You know, like, I just hate that. I just wanted her not to be there, and I was glad Billy had to kind of shoo her away.
You're an ageist.
No.
Let's
it's
talk
her
about
fault.
you. What did you think about this?
I don't know. It's a lot of these. I have to be completely honest. A lot of these episodes are kind of just.
Are you waiting for these just to be over?
A little bit. I was actually really excited because the way that the season finale of season 3 ended, I was super excited. It looked like Rita, Zedd, Rito, and the whole crew were going to actually conquer Earth. And the fact that these kids with no powers whatsoever are easily defeating, these monsters with like the
Aquatians?
Aquatians.
The Aqua Teen Hunger Forces, I think.
I almost said that, but I had to stop myself.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so the Aquatians come, and it's like I don't really understand their dynamic where it's like, okay, you could recharge in a fountain, you could recharge in a lake, but you don't do it on your downtime.
The way I kind of notice is they're kind of like Aquaman, where they need water to kind of recharge.
Yeah.
But
why don't they do that after they're done fighting the monster and then all night long until the next day? Because they seem to attack around the same time every day.
Here's where time doesn't make sense to me, is that since we went back in time, per se, when we get the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, when they see them in the present, technically the Alien Rangers would be first. They would remember the Alien Rangers came and saved the Earth first, right?
Yeah.
So,
but nope.
Timey-wimey, man. I don't know if it makes sense.
Timey-wimey, and hey, it's a kid show. That's how they do it. And you're just like, all right.
But you can't chalk everything up to that.
But that's how they do it. They're like, wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey, kid show. You're like,
especially with time travel. But it's like, I feel like they kind of handle it.
You shouldn't introduce time travel as a device tool in a kid's show because you're never going to explain it properly because you're thinking of the mental capacity of a child. You're like, oh, we don't have to really explain too much. Well, then later, it's not going to hold up and everyone's going to hate you.
Well, so I feel like kids just accept it as it comes. Like, if I was watching this as a kid, I'd just be like, all right. I mean, I don't make the rules, so okay.
Let's talk about one thing in specific here. This is where, and I feel it's kind of weird because it's like, hey guys, like one of the producers like, hey guys, you guys have been working hard. We're going to give you a little bit of time off.
Yeah.
Except you, David. Yeah. You are going to work, and we need you.
But David, you're going to be a star.
But here's the difference. He does stand out, and he shines through. But do you think, because when we get to Zeo, you'll see what happens with him. Do you think that they are kind of winding down Billy's character, or do you think that they want him prominently as the leader, front and center here?
That's a good question, because I know that, well, with the knowledge of he's going off to marry and go live over there, I think they are winding down his character, but this is a good send-off. Yeah, Focus on him, and, it's the way to do it.
It's like, once again, we gave Kimberly 9 episodes. We're going to give him 9 episodes.
Well, he's on Zeo for quite a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's going to be on Zeo for most of the duration of the show.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe it's one of those of like, which one of you 5 works the best with children? We want you to come in.
What also makes the most sense out of the...
I know kids.
It also makes the most sense out of the characters that Billy would be the one because he is kind of already... I mean, look, he's smarter than everybody else. Right. But let's be honest. Do you see Rocky being the adult with a bunch of kids? He'd just be like one of the kids. I think Adam's a little bit too reserved to be kind of like the one that steps up.
Afraid to actually reprimand
Though
kids.
we will see Adam kind of in a similar place when we get to Power Rangers Turbo with Justin being the kid. Tommy, same kind of scenario, but he's not ready to handle kids.
And Tommy's already in the spotlight. He's already the leader.
Well, Tommy's not ready to handle himself. He forgets things. He doesn't know what time he's supposed to be places. He's not punctual. Lord knows you don't need him taking care of kids. It's not going to be a good idea.
Well, Tommy is probably the best leader in Power Ranger history, though.
Yeah, but he'll forget where the kids are, and then they'll end up dying.
Nope.
No.
He's not as bad as Alpha. Give him some credit, man.
Alpha kidnaps kids. I mean, he's not forgetting
and
where
he's
they
so
are.
good. And then he passes out. And
But would you rather have Tommy pull a Jason just walk out on him? No, I don't think it's going to happen that way.
Whoa.
But let's talk about this episode in particular. Any big standouts to you guys, specifically in regards to story? Same question to you folks in the chat. If you already don't know this, we have the super chat feature that helps support the show. You saw Anthony Davis with 2 eyebrows already use it once, and we appreciate all your super chats because they help support the show. No, I don't know what's the questionable thing. Ratwing, Tommy is obviously the best. Or he is the most comparable leader out of every Power Ranger leader there ever was.
And he runs
runs
like martial arts classes, so he can apparently show up on time. He's a role model. He knows how to work with kids. So I feel like,
Look, I know a lot of people love Jason, and I understand the reason why. Jason's a great character too, but if you he is a doctor as well.
He's a doctor.
Well,
is he a real doctor?
He's a real doctor.
Wow.
Change your tone on that one.
Things have changed here.
But I do think with Jason in particular, he may have been the first leader, but I don't think he was the best leader. And he's also a very short tenured leader.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you really think about it. And he wasn't even good enough to be a leader when he got back on the team. So there you go.
Ooh,
All right, so let's talk
fired.
about this. Any big standouts for you guys, especially with the acquisitions?
I thought it was kind of weird because we're used to seeing our Power Rangers man their Zords from the inside, except for Tommy. And they were doing some kind of VR thing, like they're on the dirt and they're just like punching and kicking, and then
telepathy in there.
yeah, but it's kind of weird because like when the Zords got hit, they're like oh, and I'm like, wait, you can feel that?
It's a
That's
telepathic.
not a good
It's a
telepathic
telepathic
link.
link. Yeah, it is.
But so does that mean the Zords can actually feel this? That every
Well, the
single
Borgs-
time they're punched,
the-
they're
the
like
Beetle
They're not
Borgs.
Zords.
Or not the Beetle Borgs.
They're not Zords. They're Borgs.
They're Borgs.
And they're Borgs because they are pretty much semi-sentient. So that's what makes them different, I guess. I was trying to look it up. I was trying to understand it. But apparently they're semi-sentient. So they're telepathically linking to these things.
that
and
can
then
feel
that's how it's
pain
supposed
from
to
these
work.
monsters. And just,
Yeah.
And it's interesting how they just somewhat kind of resemble the heads of the previous Zords that they had.
the wolf
Interesting.
and the yeah.
Let's talk about these suits. Have you guys went into talking about the Aquitian suits? Do you guys like these ninja suits?
I think they're okay.
We talked about them and like how, oh my god, there's so many.
Compared to like the last suits that we've been seeing with the ninjas and the sparkles, like I
Yep.
like these.
But you actually like these traditional suits. I do find it
Yeah.
weird that these suits are meant to look like ninjas, but ninjas actually have nothing to do with any of their powers.
Yeah, that's
Or
what I was
their
saying. I
bright
wanted it to
colors.
be like more aquatic to fit, but I'm like, you're working with footage that already
Exactly.
exists, so you
My
know,
thing,
beggars can't be choosers.
My thing was, if you recall, on the last 3 episodes we watched, they recharged in a fountain there without worrying about pure water,
Yep.
without worrying about blah blah and all that stuff. They were able to just charge in front of the whole city and everything.
And they welcomed them,
And they were
yes.
like, oh, okay, now we're charged. We're still here. We'll be here to protect and everything. Now they can't charge anymore. They go to that lake and okay, it gets contaminated. Fine, I get it. Just go to another lake. And,
Hey, if they really
you know,
needed
like,
water, could one of the
recharge?
Rangers have peed on them?
I don't think
I
it
mean,
works like
he
how
is-
Aquaman
is
did. I don't
Could,
know.
it could. Could
Sterile?
work.
It's sterile.
Sterile
But,
could work.
But,
I
they
would
need
I would
the-
try
they
to
need the
find any
content.
other source before I ask someone like, yo,
But that's
I'm
what
pretty
saying.
close.
What's
Like,
the
they
worst
could've
thing that-
stand in the toilet?
Listen, if they were dying, and
that.
Delphine really needed somebody who really help, I would pee on her.
I would be honest. I mean, I would help her out.
Right? You want her to live.
R.
yeah.
Kelly, no, you stop.
Kelly knows. Stop it.
All right, so Elle,
Look how
yeah,
she's
see you pee on
She's
her.
saying no too. Like no.
Let me
Don't
ask
pee
you
on
something.
me.
So when we started getting into the Zeo quest, which I actually think is the more fun of the show, is going on each quest. We started this one with the beginning of the Zeo quest. What did you think about that plot device?
No, I actually really do like it. It sets them off on a different adventure, and it creates a whole new storyline without having to like cut and paste something new.
And we're going through different time and different. I guess Catherine's is kind of weird to me. I guess we're going through different times and different dimensions. It seems like as well. So we're starting off this Zeo quest with who?
With Rocky.
With Rocky.
Yes.
Where he meets his great grandpa.
Pedro.
Yes.
And Pedro speaks Spanish, and of course Rocky didn't at first. Well, it's not too much. He speaks Spanglish, you know. So it was
I don't even know if it's Spanglish. I think he just, I mean, like, I know some Spanish words, and I've never studied Spanish.
That's true. That's true.
I know enough to order at a taco stand.
There you go.
So we
Same
knew that
thing.
Rocky ended up in Mexico, and he was kind of led on his own vision quest with great grandfather Pedro as a kid.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about young Rocky's performance here? And did you like the plot device of going to meet somebody from his heritage? Because something we don't touch a lot on with Rocky is his Hispanic descent.
Yeah, I didn't actually even know that.
Rocky
He
was
was-
Hispanic, yeah, and that was interesting. It was like, okay, so you're Latino, and it was interesting to see that that's exactly what he was. Because at most times you're like, oh, really?
I wouldn't have
Anything
guessed.
wrong?
Yeah.
But then my thing was sending a kid off into the volcano was just kind of like, I don't know.
Well, that happens all the time.
I don't, yeah, I don't know if that's something that we should
And the
do.
volcano being so close, where it's like, let me just lead my little goat and
And
take you to the volcano.
active.
Yeah.
It was just like, I don't know if that's the best thing to do.
And
But it
Pedro was like,
sure.
it might explode soon, so I gotta get home. I hope you're all right. I'll see you later.
See, that was the thing. First, it was like, okay, it's acceptable because it's a kid telling another kid, I don't go to the volcano.
That's
but
true.
then when the adults found
And
out,
they're
and they're all
like-
standing outside, like, but, dude, you don't just wave off a kid into a volcano.
Well, that's what happened in Coco.
They're like, the sacrifice is here. Let's get ready.
Exactly.
Tradition, man.
Like,
This is
remember me.
all about tradition.
Which is weird because the whole heritage concept for me for these like Zeo crystals, it seems to like want to fit in a certain family line. So why are we not looking at Zach, Jason, and Trini in the past, and we are
point.
looking at
See, I thought that would have made a little bit more sense. Like, I was thinking to myself, instead of having him meet Pedro's great-grandfather,
He meets Jason.
he should have met Jason, but a young Jason.
Yeah.
And helping
with
him
no
on the quest.
sleeves, wearing red, and
With-
like
yeah,
his
no
like
sleeves,
great grandfather. And...
He's like, oh, what? I don't know what's going on. Well, shh, quiet, dude. We're okay.
I think that would have helped advance the storyline a little bit better and made a little bit more sense connecting to the past to the present. The time era. How do you feel about them going? And look at that mullet. Look at that glorious mullet.
That
So
is
good.
like right there.
That is straight up party in the back and business in the
This
front.
right there. He was like, hello, sir. And then he's like, yeah.
And for sure, Pedro at this point had to be thinking, what kind of style of haircut is this?
Yeah, that's something that doesn't exist, man. And you're just awkwardly just like, okay,
Well,
I'll
it's like
take care of you, crazy kid.
Yeah, you're poor and homeless. You can't afford haircuts,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
have no
that's
one to
fine.
help you out. So
Yeah, so
you know.
you're taking scissors and you're
Yeah.
doing that, and you want to go to a mountain, whatever,
Yeah.
So what did you think about them going back in time, though? This is our first time that not first time to go
Second
back in
time
time.
that
but
we
this
see
is-
them as kids.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm already looking forward to everyone else's quest.
So you didn't like Rocky?
I did enjoy it, and that's why I'm like, okay, this was okay. I'm looking forward to everyone else's too. I want to see how everyone else kind of did their
I'm
thing.
curious for you, and I'm not going to spoil it because I'm not. I just want to see if you picked it up. Did you see which crystal he got?
No, I didn't
Okay.
actually.
Okay. It'll play out later on, and you'll figure it all out later on down the line.
Is it a lava crystal, fire
Well,
crystal, red crystal?
They're all different crystals. That's number one. So this episode was written by Stuart St. John, directed by Larry Litton. We do have some notes. There's not a lot on this one, by the way. We do have some notes. Justin Tismet, young Billy, has been removed from the credits, making him the shortest-serving main cast member with only one episode.
Wow, that's interesting.
Sorry, buddy Billy.
One thing that.
You guys are skipping around it.
One
Wait,
thing
that was Alien Trap, right?
No, that one was the third one.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I am skipping around. I'm sorry.
So yeah, we're talking about 3 episodes today, which is
Alien
the
Trap.
Alien Trap attack of the 60-foot bulk, which was ridiculous, and then also, what are you thinking? Puns.
Wow.
What are you
Oh,
What are you
thinking?
thinking?
What are you thinking?
Yes.
Yeah, so
What are you thinking?
yeah, but you had the note right here though. That's why. All right, so so what did you think about this episode? And let's give it some rankings.
Alien Trap was just really setting things up, a little bit of exposition. Didn't really care too much for it. It was just setting things up. So it was just a regular episode.
And they also had that one, we talked about it last week, how like the alien bubbly voice is run over some of the kids, and that definitely
Yes.
happened to, I think, Rocky in this episode.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
wait, what?
Yeah, it did. Also, I noticed something when Kat was talking to Tommy.
New text.
Oh, yeah, new text. I got a new text. I thought, hold on. Oh no, okay, we're good. So when Kat was talking to Tommy, I don't know if anyone noticed it, but she had on the Green Ranger's communicator.
Oh, I didn't notice
I was
that.
just looking at it. I was like, oh, she got a communicator. That's the Green Ranger's communicator. That's all I noticed, and I was like, oh, that was weird. It was just something in passing, and I was like, oh, that was awkward. But that was all.
Just random.
Did you guys know that the popsicle vendor in this episode will later appear on Power Rangers Zeo, as this is a true story,
Oh, my
as
goodness.
Lazlo Trent, the record producer.
What?
True story.
Wow. Hey, you know what? The glow up is beautiful. The glow up is beautiful. Going from ice cream. He's like, then after they
But he
sold
was
me
really
out,
bitter. But he did a good job. So he's like, sold out of ice cream. Next, I can sell some records.
Next, I can do records. I can do
Yeah.
anything.
Of course,
And
of
then
course.
Moving
boom,
on
that's what
up.
happened.
So what'd you guys give
to
this
him.
one? Already in the chat.
3.
3? You're giving, wow, that's high.
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna go. I gotta go solid 2.
I was gonna give it a 2. It's enough. It's enough for story and these kids, and it's kind of fun. But man,
Well, Anthony
Just
gives
setting
it.
stuff up.
A 2. We also got Layla gives it a 2.5.
Oh.
J Boss gives it a 1.
is anyone out there that gives it a 5? I want to
There's
know.
no such thing as a 5.
Well, Edward Sanchez gives it a 4.
Oh,
Wow, it's Edward Sanchez approved.
It
That's
is
not bad.
Edward Sanchez.
I'm glad
approved.
somebody really enjoys it because it's like the things that I don't enjoy. I'm glad
I'm glad someone else-
that the
yeah,
writers and the
yeah.
actors like they made it enjoyable for somebody out there.
There
so.
you go. They did their job.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our next episode because I think we pretty much covered that one. Let's move on to the next.
Attack of the
60-foot bulk.
Foot.
Now, this is written by Giles Wheeler and it's directed by Paul Scheer, who plays Bulk.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Huh.
So-
why it wasn't too much in the episode.
Yeah, so this is...
It makes sense.
It does make sense, and I think that it's kind of cool that he's... starting to explore some of the behind-the-scene roles of Power Rangers.
Yeah,
really
and he picked
interesting.
a really good monster to represent himself with like the game controller shoes.
He did.
Like I thought that it didn't really fit the water park theme in my opinion,
No,
but
but
I
it was a
really
kid.
did like that
Yeah,
monster.
it was a kid
I agree.
that turned into a monster.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It was like.
But the
all
thing
that
is,
made
like,
sense.
Zedd turned him into monsters. It's not like Boat got to be like, I wonder what monster skin I want to wear today.
No. Zedd turned him into a monster, and it was like, all right, well, this is what kids look like, you know? They like get video games, so here go your shoes.
Yeah.
They like this about, you know.
So I thought
So
it was
that was
cool.
it. And I looked
I
at
actually
him.
like the aesthetic of this monster a lot.
It's very Buzz Lightyear coloring and
And then
neat.
it made sense for the tongue to be out because he's a brat or whatever like that. So that, you
Yep.
know, like I was like, oh, I get it all. I get it all, except for the brain.
Is that a brain? I guess we have to assume that's his
Well,
brain.
this is one of the better villains that we get through the series of Alien Rangers. Talking about the water park, how apropos is it that they actually go to a water park during a water alien ninja season?
And why didn't they take the Alien Rangers with them to the water park?
Well, that was genius because the thing is, they were in their element so much so that they were even able to do like very Looney Tune-esque type of things to the monster.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let's turn this back for a second.
Mm-hmm.
If you were given the opportunity to redo Kaku Ranger and introduce this team,
Okay.
what would you have done, and would you have made them aliens?
I would have made them aliens. I wouldn't have made them aquarium, whatever that is, because the storyline for Kaku Ranger was very interesting. We talked about it
A little bit
while
last
back,
week, yeah.
And honestly, I would have just kind of almost run with their storyline, but just like, all right, yes, the Rangers are kids, so you know they're kids. Boom, we won't see them for a while. We had to bring in the Alien Rangers, and it was.
Is that what you would have done? Would you have made them kids, though?
If they already did it, I would have just ran with it anyway. Who cares? Move them on. Give them their vacation.
What-
I wouldn't have killed them or, like, well, I could, no, because I didn't want to put them, like, held up or something like that. So, yeah, kids.
What would you have done?
I don't know. I think I would have kept them as they are, but like locked them up in some, I don't know, they have a gajillion dark dimensions and put them somewhere in a holding cell where we don't have to see them. They can like kind of pre-tape any dialogue that they have of like, oh, I wonder what's going on. And it creates more suspense if they don't know how to handle the situation.
Sure.
And then maybe create that conflict with like Alien Rangers coming and them meeting and having that like weird confrontation of like, oh, you stealing our job?
I do find it
I thought that would've been
interesting. I do
fun.
find it interesting that neither one of you suggested making them the actual Kaku Ranger Rangers.
No.
So I find that interesting.
I thought since they made some change like that, I thought maybe they wanted to give them time off. Maybe there's contract things. I don't know, whatever it is. So I was just trying to deal with as it was happening there. All right, well, fine. If you're not going to be able to have screen time, there has to be a reason.
So you would have made them aliens as well.
Yeah, I think that expands the universe, and especially with Rita and Rito's father coming in and being like, oh, conquering different like universes and planets. It would be nice to know that there are some other heroes out there.
Well,
in the
I'm a little
universe.
surprised that they went with Aquitar. I know it expands the universe, but I'm a little surprised they didn't go with Eltarian Rangers that were from Zordon's planet that all
yeah.
could have been
Oh.
ninjas.
Yeah.
Mainly
Yeah.
because we've already established the planet,
Yeah, and Zordon could have called.
and
on-
Zordon could have called, and then it
Yeah.
would be like, all right, well these
You
are
should
here.
write these episodes, Joe.
There you go.
I'm gonna write these episodes. I'm gonna just rewrite all of this
Yes.
for us.
Yeah.
Fan fiction.
Well, there's Cosmic Protectors coming up, and I've been working hard at that. Have you seen your
I
character
just
yet?
made a reference.
No,
saw
you
it.
didn't. You did mention that.
She's up there.
Oh yeah. You did show me. You showed me the other week.
But anyway, let's get into this episode. I am curious though, mainly because I'm interested to know about where Bulk and Skull kind of were. The actors Paulie and Jason Narvey were when all this was going on. But now we know that Paulie was directing behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talk to me about some of your favorite parts of this episode.
I mean, it was fun that it was at a water park. I like seeing the kids having fun, but also I thought it was a little weird of like, yo, Billy, maybe you should work on another little robot to turn the rest of these kids back into adults. But I mean, that's cool.
But
You
can't
could
do it
super.
without
You
can't
could.
do it without the PowerPoint.
Oh yeah, they did get someone. I was like,
Yeah.
but Billy's so smart. He could use the energies that were like feeling the power coins. I don't know. I feel like there's
Could
ways
be,
around
could
all
be.
of that.
Look how yoked Billy is, by the way.
I was saying that while we were watching it again.
And the
I was
no
like,
glasses. It's like, man, they're really trying to like.
Dude, hunk him up.
Yeah.
That
And I
was
also
it.
like the fact that we get Wilbur back in this episode.
Yes.
He is the most terrifying teacher that
Yes.
anybody could
Yeah,
have.
but-
And by the
He was
way,
fun.
he hasn't aged in quite a while.
In
He
quite a
looks
while,
exactly the same.
apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
And he had fun there, and that was interesting. But like I said, the thing with
Young Adam looks so dead on.
Yeah, that's what I
oh
was saying
yeah.
too.
But
Adam
the thing
is
was
so
with
good.
with the Aquatarians or whatever they are. their whole thing where they were doing very Looney Tune type stuff. Like they were like, oh, here we are, oh, there we are, oh, what? They're like, they're popping up,
and
they're
their
like
jokes are
laying
very
down on
like,
the thing, and then they're like, oh, well, maybe you should turn over there, beep beep.
So this is exactly,
like, okay.
and it's interesting because this is almost a callback to what we got in Ninja Steel, where it's a lot more the comedic effect. Now, I honestly feel it seems out of place, but I understand why they did it because they're satisfying the need for kids, or at least what they think kids would like, this cartoony type of thing. I think if they would have actually made the Alien Ranger series darker, and made it more dire, because everybody's still having fun. Hey, we lost our powers. If it was more about like, you know, we need to get these powers back, and made it like now we have to call on this emergency team of Rangers that aren't even from this planet. I think you could have really led into Zeo in a completely different way.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about that last week too, where I was really excited to see Alien Rangers because I thought, especially as a series, was going to grow with the audience that it targeted initially, and more darker themes, more serious matters, and it reversed completely.
We went
playing
Ranger Light.
Yeah, and I think that's why I didn't like it. My expectations were it to grow with the audience and kind of keep that in, but still have these kind of like the color coding and kids and the monsters and everything to keep new generations watching, but
not even the
more
case.
mature.
They were just like, here's the formula, run with it.
But they just made it worse. It's so cartoony, and I don't know
That's the great,
if I like that.
That's a great definition for the Alien Rangers, is it felt really cartoony.
Yeah.
And I think that is kind of something that we got more of current seasons of Power Rangers, actually.
Wow.
So I wanted to talk to you about this episode in particular. Talk to me about some of your favorite standouts.
Well, there weren't favorite standouts. It was more criticisms. Like I said, the whole cartoony thing, because they were in their element, so they felt so great that they could do anything. So they were popping up here, popping up there, doing everything like that. I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. But then it was like, well, here's a plot hole, because they're so energized because they're dealing with water, but yet you can't use that water to charge up? I don't get it. Why is that the point? Why can you do it one time, you can't do another? There's too many plot holes. I'm getting really upset. You know, just
and then later in the next episode too, where
oh god, it's even worse.
Well, the reason I think I would have made these Rangers from Aquitar is because there's rumors that the Phantom Ranger was also from Aquitar, and the Phantom Ranger had the ability to disappear, as would ninjas.
Right.
So ninjas would also have the ability to disappear. So I felt like if you can start building a community around where Zordon came from, that eventually gives you a plot device to take Zordon out whenever you wanted to do that and bring him back to be a mentor to these Rangers off planet.
Pretty smart.
Again, it all goes in conjunction with a bigger picture, but you have to start planting those seeds. And I think that had they done a little bit of a better job of planting those seeds, we'd have a stronger universe than we do currently.
Very true.
Now let's talk about the negatives, because we know that there are some. So what did you not like about this?
well, I kind of already talked about it, where I'm like, why are you wasting time at a water park? This is such trivial.
Well, you have to let the kids have
Why do they have those old jail bathing suits, by the way?
again?
I don't
This
know.
is not the first time.
They didn't go that far back in time. I didn't really get it. I also don't know why Zedd was just like, yo, that kid Bolt, let's make him the monster instead of anything else at this water park. Like, like a crazy, like, I don't know, like they have like things in the background at the water park where I'm like, that would be a better
Like
monster.
that giant seahorse thing that he's standing like
Or elephant, whatever it is. And like, but I don't know. I mean, it's fun. It's a fun episode. I mean, I liked it because I like Bulk and Skull and I like that interaction and that they're still on this and a part of it. But
And I love how they just kind of like pretty much pushed Skull's whole worry away. When he was like, wait, so you turned into a monster?
No, I didn't.
No, he didn't. Really, you're crazy. It's just like, you're really giving that kid a complex.
No, but
Someday
really.
he's going to go into
But all of the Bulk and Skull forever, because even as adults, where it's like no one believes that they've seen these monsters,
Yeah,
even
you're
though
right.
these monsters terrorize Angel Grove every day.
It's Chicken Little, but with them.
But
Yeah.
they do something interesting here in the Alien Rangers, which I think is kind of underappreciated, is they make the season so bad that you love Zeo so much. And I think that is a key to good storytelling.
So is that what they did with?
I don't think it was intentional.
Well, I'm on a Star Wars show a little bit later on, and we debate all the time about the prequels, which aren't great, but it made
But they're
episode
still-
7
Yes.
so good.
So good.
Yes,
So then
that is true.
Beast Morphers will be amazing because.
Will it?
Well, I mean, because Ninja Steel was, and Super Ninja Steel was, you know, so.
I disagree. I don't think
No?
that. I think you guys are way too harsh on. I think that those seasons aren't the worst. We're
Once
watching
again-
Alien Rangers,
Once
for
again,
God's sakes.
I enjoyed the cast. but I just didn't enjoy the series. I just didn't.
Because it started off weak, and that's ingrained in you. If you would have had that Philly cheesesteak, and it wasn't good, that ruins all Philly cheesesteaks from Philadelphia for you, though. You have to understand
See,
that.
I'm not that person, though. You always say that, but I'm not that person where it's like, oh, we can only have one bad one, it's everything's going to be... No, it's stupid. Like, how stupid are you to be that person that says that? No,
He's
not
that
even
guy.
close.
So, all right, let's talk about some
That's
more
like,
more of the negatives.
Like, just one person that's... Oh, they
Let's go more of the negatives.
It's horrible. Well, I've already dwelled on the negatives.
And I feel like
pretty much the episode was negative.
And this episode, that plot hole with like the water too, where it's like they go back to their home planet and they can teleport back so quickly. Just go back to your home planet, recharge with your
and
pure
come
water,
back. Yeah,
and come
that's
back.
it.
And
It's
I thought that was.
like you made such a big deal. It's like, no, you can just do that.
But
No,
I mean, for the sake of suspense, I get it.
Key to good storytelling. Oh man, Master Rider Blue, you think that the prequels are okay?
They're okay.
Oh, all right, Mass Rider Blue, you definitely better tune in. Right. Oh my God, Star Wars fanatics, I need you to tune in.
No.
I want to watch and see what you have
Except
to
for
say.
2.
I think
Two was
episode
horrible.
2 is a snoozer.
Oh my
It's
God.
Star politics.
But then
Yes,
the first
it
one-
is.
It's like watching C-SPAN
so
on Star Wars.
It is. That's literally
Yeah.
what it was. Intergalactic C-SPAN.
Welcome to Star Wars Fanatics.
No, I don't think Ninja Steel was good. Don't misquote me here. I think that Ninja Steel.
Better than what we're giving credit for?
No, I think it's better than Samurai. I think it's better than Megaforce. I think a lot of people
yeah?
don't really realize that how bad those seasons were. Also, a lot of people like Jungle Fury. I didn't. I thought Jungle Fury was garbage.
Funny enough,
See, I haven't
all
watched
those you
Jungle
say
Fury,
are bad,
but-
yesterday everyone kept saying we're bad.
Really? Like Jungle
Yeah,
Fury?
like, people say,
I haven't
oh,
watched
I was
it,
like,
but I
oh,
love
okay,
those
okay.
costumes. I think they look so cool.
Oh,
Rhino
Yeah,
one,
the
the
aesthetic
Rhino
is kind of cool,
helmet.
but
Oh my God,
I just
love
don't.
it
I didn't
so
like it at all.
much.
Maybe
Dang.
I got to rewatch it, and I have to understand it. I did not like
I
Jungle
would say
Fury.
Gotham Ranger actually was pretty good.
Let's move on
I
from
kinda
this.
watched that.
What do you guys rank this episode, and what do you guys give it in the chat? And then we're gonna move on to notes, and then what are you thinking?
All
What
right,
are you thinking?
No, what am I thinking? Screw it, I'll give it a 2.
I'll give it a 2.5 because I really like the monster in
Monster was
this
the only
one.
part.
I agree. 2.5. This is also fun notes here. Fun facts here. This is the first episode that Pauly Schreier directed from Power Rangers.
right.
Pauly Schreier also makes a cameo appearance in this episode as an adult boat.
Yes,
very
he does.
briefly,
Just for a moment.
Just-
I
yeah.
say I wanted to know if anyone noticed that.
after
Yeah.
transforming from the Bratboy from the reversion spell. Also, final appearance of Mr. Wilton.
Oh,
I know but it's
we're not that
sad to
heartbroken,
see him
but
go.
like, he's a fun guy.
He's a great teacher.
He's
Rita-
not as angry anymore.
Yeah, he's not. He seemed happier in
I-
his younger
I
days.
liked it when he
No,
was
see,
more like,
once
hey,
again,
you.
that's before he got jaded and figured
Yeah.
out all.
Wasn't he a
students
war
are evil.
veteran, or did we just make that backstory
I
up?
think we made it up. I think we
I
made
think,
it up.
yeah.
We make that up?
I think
made
we
it
made
up.
that up like a Principal Skinner kind
Yeah,
of
exactly.
random backstory.
Rita again shows disgust towards thoughts of having kids,
Yes.
which is first mentioned in season 2's Return of a Green Ranger.
was like, no.
She
Yeah.
finally relents as we see
yeah.
with Lord Zedd and Thrax in Operation Overdrive, so once a Ranger. There's also an error in this episode that strangely Mr. Wilton was not affected by the Orb of Doom's time reversal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Also, did you guys notice that the monster kept saying shift and overdrive?
Oh yeah, I didn't even
The
notice that.
monster kept
Oh, okay.
saying it. Every few moments, he's like, "Yeah, shift and overdrive." And I was like, "Wait, what the heck is he saying? What's? Is anyone hearing this? Like the call to action right
Yeah.
now? Like I don't know. It was trippy.
well, maybe they just liked it so much, and that's where they pulled that.
That's where they pulled it from.
They're like,
So that wraps that episode up. Now we're gonna move on to our final episode of the week.
what are you thinking?
What are you?
Water.
What are you thinking?
What are you thinking?
It's a water.
Now, what are you thinking about this episode?
What up?
I don't know. it was a. I mean, we kind of already talked about it because we mixed up all 3 episodes in the beginning. But talking about the heritage, and I was like, with Power Rangers making it sound like it's like an in-family thing that you have this lineage and this is how you're picked as a Power Ranger. I'm like, that just doesn't make sense. I wish you kind of just left out like look for your heritage information
Yeah.
out of this episode and be like,
Yeah,
That's
now
what
we
it's all
already
about.
talked in depth about Rocky and
Yeah.
his
Mullet.
Zeo Quest.
But also that's kind of interesting that that's where Zordon planned to put everything. He wanted to make sure that okay, I have to put them there where your family is kind of protecting the crystals essentially. Like that's where everyone's gonna have them. They're all according to those Ranger lineage.
okay, but also, Tommy, is he gonna find a crystal?
I think so.
I don't think he deserves to find a crystal because he was the
one of
evil
the-
Green Ranger, and how did he shouldn't have a crystal? Like he wasn't an original Power Ranger part of
Hey,
that.
things
so
are different.
You know what I was
They
thinking?
pushed them into the portal.
I was thinking in my head, I certainly hope that there are junkets in the next 2 weeks, so I don't have to be here for the Alien Range. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
This is the funniest moment, though, right there. That's a clip that we just saw where she's like leaning over.
Oh, I missed a super chat. Hold on. Let me go. All right, here we are.
The Rangers
Larry Newbill, super chat.
Oh.
Is that brain monster kin to Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja
Oh my
Turtles?
god, like
Nice.
all grown up
Nice.
from like his little
Yeah, you
belt
finally got
pocket.
out of the bucket. Or
Thank you,
whatever.
Larry, so much.
I like that.
But I'm saying whatever they are, the Alien Rangers. Do you notice how they pushed all the kids into the portal? They were like, "Oh, good luck."
Well, I
We
find
are
it.
Sparta.
Yeah,
I do find. I'm not gonna lie. The like last 2 episodes of Alien Rangers, I think are pretty decent.
They're not bad.
The last two
the last
from the
two.
finale when
No,
we
it's
finally
like,
eventually get there.
These in general, we talk a lot of crap, but I mean they're fun. They're for kids.
Yeah. What do you think about this episode? What are you thinking?
What am I thinking? I
Oh,
was
poor
actually
Rocky.
very impressed. Actually, once again, I enjoyed the whole reference to the heritage and learning more about Rocky in that way. I enjoyed it. I love the fact that it was like, oh, okay, my grandfather's name was Pedro.
But I wish there was a more of a connection between the Rangers and their lineage, and learning something about them to like learn about themselves that will give them extra power for these crystals. Of like, oh, I never knew about this, and like the confidence or whatever you have,
'cause
brings me more power when I go get this crystal.
Let's talk about one thing real quick.
It doesn't happen for Rocky. But it
How
happens to
many?
someone else.
Okay.
There was more backstory on Rocky. I mean, we don't know enough about him.
No.
We know that he has an uncle named Joe that plays pro football.
Yep.
We know that his Uncle Joe's dyslexic. We know more about Uncle Joe than we actually do
We know
Rocky.
about
I
Rocky.
think.
Yep.
But now we know that he's from Latino descent. His last name is DeSantos, which is one of the first time that we ever get his last name.
Yeah.
We know that he has a great grandfather named Pedro. And we know that as a kid, he was a hero in this town in
Yes,
Mexico.
exactly.
Like Miguel and Coco.
Oh,
Yes.
look at him.
Look at that. But also,
They're all excited.
I wonder where this was shot. It seems like it was shot, probably shot in the valley somewhere.
Yep.
But I actually thought the look of the show of this episode was actually pretty cool.
Oh, they were on it.
Yeah.
They were on it.
Yes.
As far as where they were, their locale and everything like that, they were on it.
So
But they are getting better with different locations,
Yeah.
filming locations, trying to make it a little more interesting.
So this was written by writing legend for the Power Rangers, Jackie Marchand, and also directed by Pauly Schreier, who plays
Wow.
Bulk.
What?
cool.
Dang, man.
So then he's killing it right now. This is also the first time that we get the last name DeSantos. This is the last time that Aisha is shown among all of the Rangers.
Oh,
interesting.
okay, yeah.
And when Rocky retrieves her part of the Zeo Crystal, it glows a certain color, which you probably
That's
didn't
what I
notice.
thought, yeah.
And airs before the sequence of the Alien Rangers merging with the Shogun Zords, the Ape Ninja Zord roar was heard.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
But let's talk about this for a second.
Okay.
This is the first episode that we get introduced to the Zeo Crystal. I do think the season starts picking up because now we're going to get focused on individual Rangers
Yeah.
going forward. We're going to get Adam, we're going to get Kat, Tommy, Aisha.
Oh, man.
And I think that those journeys are going to be quite interesting. Which one are you looking forward to the most?
Probably Aisha, because she has the weakest character development, and I'm hoping to see more of her. That will make me like her character
About
a
you?
little bit more.
As far as...
As far as the Zeo Quest, which one of the kids are you most excited to kind of focus in on?
I am really interested in Aisha because I already know. So
Oh.
it's the one I remember out of everyone else.
I was just going to ask you that. I was just going to ask you which
remember
ones do you remember? Adams? Do you remember Tommy's?
I remember Adams I remember Adams. I know exactly where he goes.
Do you remember Cats?
Dang. Nope.
I
Don't
think
remember
Cats
at
to
all.
me, like I rewatched
Forgettable.
this not too long ago. Cats to me is really interesting because I think Cats takes place in a completely different dimension.
Because it's not.
Oh,
Like
whoa.
You'll see what I'm
That's a good
talking about.
theory.
You'll
Wait,
see
a
what I'm talking.
dimension?
That's a good
I
theory.
think-
Zordon
I-
said like countries and times.
I
but not
think
necessarily
Cats is in a different
dimension.
dimension because
Oh.
she comes across kind of herself in different ages
Oh.
twice.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
Weird.
When,
Crossing.
But
On-
the
on her
character's
thing?
names isn't Cat, but it's played by Catherine Sutherland. But it's very
okay.
very interesting.
Interesting.
I'm
Multiverse.
I'm excited to see really take that pick that episode apart because in my head I was thinking, did they set up multiple dimensions in this episode? But it's never been
Never been addressed.
so I'm really curious to see
yeah.
how that's going to go moving forward.
Wow. That'll
Uh,
be far more interesting for her too, because it's like, all right, well, Rita went ahead and found someone that she can turn or corrupt, but instead it was like, I'm not gonna find him from this time. I messed up with that with Tommy, so now I'm gonna do something different. That's smart.
Also, we all have great, cool geek shirts on today. I got a Power Ranger one rocking. You got your shirt on. But if you want more cool shirts, by the way, next week we're going to be debuting a brand new Power Ranger shirt.
Is it a mashup?
Yes.
Excellent.
All of them at this point forward are going to be movie mashups.
Okay.
But this one is a must get. So if you like the Once a Ranger shirt, stay tuned. Let me just say that. But it's a pretty cool shirt.
Okay.
And
Is it Marvel?
it might be. It might be. But it's a pretty cool shirt. But you will also be able to see us and get those from us live in the Pasadena Comic-Con, which is going to be coming up in January.
That's right.
So we'll have those in stock. And again, it's going next week. We're going to debut a new shirt so you guys can get your hands on a new Power Ranger shirt. By the way, let's be honest, guys. Look at that super chat.
Well, it's
Andros, the High Water Alpha. Daniel, you read this one.
I believe the Alien Rangers were a bit because I think there should have been some character development and understanding.
Understanding the
sorry,
origins
keep moving.
of their power since Billy decided to live with them. I wonder, should there be a sequel? I think there should be a sequel, and I think here's the reason why. Thank you so much. Let me get your name out there again. Andros, the Warrior High Alpha. Thank you so much for that super chat. You are amazing, and that's going to really help us out, and that's going to help. We're going to send you something if you message us. I have a lot of like little knickknacks and gifts here that we got like from Ralph Briggs Internet, which you love.
Oh, I love that movie.
You can't talk about it yet. I did like it as well, though. I thought it was a really good movie.
Yeah.
You fell asleep through half of it.
You did
I
it?
fell asleep for 3 minutes.
No, you were asleep for like half of it. I kept
We're going to talk about this after the show.
Sorry.
A few minutes.
Anyway, we're going to wrap this up in just a second. But before we do that, I just want to let you guys know a new shirt's going to be happening next week. Also, we're going to be back with the next 2 episodes of three episodes of Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers.
Yes.
But to talk about more timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly stuff like that, tune in to the Doctor Who show, which is about to come on right now. And
Live from Gallifrey.
And we got Justin's on our
here.
show.
That's right.
Justin's going to be giving his Doctor Who expertise because Justin knows Doctor Who pretty well.
And tune in just to hear his laugh. I'm going to try to make him laugh a couple times.
We try. We're going to do it as many times as possible to try to make him laugh.
And then later on tonight, if you're a Star Wars fan and you want to discuss that, Ro and I are going to be we have a lot of news to get through. No holds barred. It's going to be a lot of. So remember those old After Darks we used to do when we used to drink a lot? Those are pretty much the Star Wars shows now. So check that out. That's going to be on Facebook later. So, but right now, live from Gallifrey, they're going to be talking about the latest episode of Doctor Who, which I heard is quite a heavy one.
Oh, yeah. God, I cried.
Did you really? Here? In front of everybody?
Oh, no, I held it in.
Oh, no, she can't cry.
Did you go to the bathroom?
I did after I blew my nose and everything.
It's hilarious.
Can't. My parents would be so disappointed if I cried in public.
But we are going to be back next week with 3 more episodes of Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers, and then after that, it's the finale of Alien Rangers. Then we get into Zeo, which I'm really excited for. But that's going to do it for us right here. And I'll talk to you guys, I guess, next week about my feelings about the finale. So stay tuned for the Ranger wrap-up. That'll be next week. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Where can everyone find you?
You can find me on THS Power Rangers or also THS Hashtaggers. Head over there. I will converse with anyone when you say something or mention me.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, next week, all of our shows are going to be earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that?
I did not.
Nope.
I'm glad I'm hearing it now.
I'm not sure about Sundays, but I know I don't know if this affects you at all. But I know for a fact Saturdays are going to be earlier.
Oh.
And they're closer to you in Long Beach.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But that'll be. I guess that's a lot of you guys hearing this for the first time.
Yeah.
But so it'll be
Breaking
earlier.
news.
We'll let you guys know. We'll schedule it right here on YouTube so you can follow it. But it will be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun next week. But where can everyone find you?
I'm Elle Tea on Facebook and Instagram. And yourself?
You can find me at that hashtag Joe on all social media and right here later on tonight on Facebook actually for the Star Wars show. But yes, Andros the Warrior High Alpha. Email us at fanquestions@thathashtagshow.com. Send us your address or message us on Facebook. We'll figure out something. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Stay up to date with everything trending
In
In geek pop culture. Ooh.